Okay, y'all, before we start the show, I have to talk with you about the sponsors of today's episode, Heartwise Health LLC. Are you looking to take your running game to the next level, improve your cardiovascular health, or to test your endurance with VO2 max testing? Look no further than Heartwise Health LLC. Founders Tori Parkinson and Jocelyn Frank are two experts in the performance and health and wellness field, and they're looking to help you reach your full potential through personalized coaching and science-based data based on data-driven testing. Tori, who is no stranger to lactic acid, is a pro marathon runner, a successful running coach, and a fitness instructor, while Jocelyn is a certified exercise physiologist through the American College of Sports Medicine and is a nationally board certified health and wellness coach in addition to being a fitness instructor as well. I've worked with Tori for almost a year, and her training has been a life-changing blessing for me. And now getting the chance to work with Jocelyn as well, using the science-based data from the lactate threshold testing, as well as the VO2 max testing, I'm trying to tell y'all, I am confident that I'm going to break the world record soon and very soon in the marathon. Be sure to visit their website, www.heartwisehealthllc.com, and their Instagram page, Heartwise Health LLC, for more information and to sign up. Trust me, you will not regret it. Now, on to today's episode. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, saints and ain'ts, and welcome to Lactic Acid. I'm your host, Dominic Smith, and today I have a certified baller, shot caller. Her diversity on the track is more complex than a Rubik's Cube because she out there balling in every phase of the imagination. Smooth as butter, smooth operator, as Sade would say. And listen, Boston, she coming to take your fried chicken. In April, she is none other than the legend sister Jess McClain. Jess, appreciate you coming on the show. How you doing, fam?
Wow, that is like the best intro I think I've ever had. And I don't think I've ever solved a Rubik's Cube like to completion. So let's not put it out there for people to start getting ideas that I can do that. But you know what? I'm doing so well. I'm so happy to be here. I heard that these conversations are super fun. And yeah, what a better way to end a Wednesday than hanging out with you. So thanks for having me.
Listen, all thriller, no filler. That's how we roll on this show.
Love it.
I don't even know how to spell Rubik's. Shout out to the people who solved them because that's just crazy to me, especially these 9-second people. Like, listen, it's tax season. Come follow Brother Taxes for free. You'll get a shout out on the show. So
Well,
that's
yes. Tax
I,
season is upon us, that's for sure.
I know it comes. If y'all not, I don't even know how old I am. I'll be 31 next month. Enjoy your 20s because once you get to over 30, if you were born after 94, it goes downhill fast. Um, just kidding. Enjoy your life.
Hey,
30's a
I'm
beautiful.
33, so
Hey, that's why I said just kidding. Enjoy your life. I've learned more at 30,
yeah.
and I feel like I don't know how to explain it. It's something like when you turn 30, I don't know if it's the lessons, you have a better appreciation, you don't care as much, you kind of remove all toxic habits and toxic people, and you just have a better outlook on life, and you start balling out. You know,
Yeah, I think that's fair. I feel like it's a time of like self-awareness too. I feel like in my 20s it was fun to, play pretend and I don't know. You're just more confident. Maybe life, certain things you're more stable. Um 20s were really fun. I think I learned a lot of hard lessons in my 20s, but so far the 30s have been great. So I hope you're feeling the same way.
I
But
do. I listen, and 30 will let you know quickly that you're not about that life anymore. You know,
yeah.
it was 9:30. I was hanging out with a friend 2 nights ago. It was 9:30 and her brother was falling asleep. And I was like, oof,
Yeah.
gosh, that's
Like in my first run cycle at 9:30. So
I know that's right. And people are like,
I,
oh man, the party starts at 11. I was like, listen, you're gonna have to get me the Smart Notes version because the brother will be listen, lights out, everything. I'm nah,
yeah, I
it's
always whenever somebody asks me to grab dinner, I'm always like, "Oh my gosh, I love a good happy hour." I try to play it off like I'm there for the deals and the good drinks, but like really I want to be in at 5:30 and out by so
No.
I can get to bed at 8.
But you're telling the truth. It's like, oh, let's go to the movies. I was like, let's go see a matinee. Like,
Yeah,
let's bring that energy and
for
everything
sure.
like that. So listen, I'm not
Good
mad
point.
at it. Another thing when it comes to thriving, and I always start with this question. People have noticed how awesome you are and how they need to get to the level of amazingness that you are achieving. So, in this spring season, they're going to do something. A few companies got together and they are going to honor you for how awesome you are and provide hope to the little people.
Okay.
And so, what's going to happen is three things are going to be done for you. When athletes ball out, they get put on a Wheaties box. But because your excellence is far and beyond Wheaties, you have options. You could be put on any cereal box or any oatmeal box of your choosing. It will be you featured on it. Second thing that's going to be done for you. There was a movie back in the day called Spy Kids.
Oh yeah, in my prime.
And I know, listen, y'all don't know about Spy Kids, Inspector Gadget. Y'all need to read a history book. That's what it was. But with Spy Kids, there was a scene where they were in a little cave or whatever,
Mhm.
and Carmen pulls out what looks like a wallet full of slots, but each slot had had a restaurant. So you click whatever you want, and then it automatically appears in this microwave. So they in the movie they pressed McDonald's, and it was a Big Mac, a Coke, and some fries, which sounds really good. But because it is you, you get to choose whatever custom gourmet meal that you want made for you. So when you click on it, it's automatically made on site by
Okay.
the best chefs in the world. And the last thing that's going to be done for you, they're going to make a movie about your life. They just want to know who you want to play your character. So that's what it is. So
Okay.
cereal or oatmeal box, well, technically, I guess oatmeal is cereal, it's hot cereal. Then we're going to need the meal actress.
Male actress. Okay, well, man, I'm like rewinding. This is back to the days where I consumed cereal pretty much. I feel like 2 times a day. I think, oh gosh, my favorites were back in the day. I would have to say Lucky Charms were 100% up there. In college, though, Raisin Bran Crunch was my go-to. It's
Hmm.
like, don't let Raisin Bran cardboard like make you think that it's the same thing as that. And then I also kind of grew up on Frosted Flakes, which I feel like is basically like cardiac arrest. Like it's just
That's
straight sugar. Um, I think, you know what? I think I'm gonna have to go with Lucky Charms
okay.
or Raisin Bran Crunch. I feel like they both don't get, Lucky Charms gets a little soggy fast. Okay, we're gonna go with Raisin Bran Crunch. No sogginess. It's reliable. It's got some raisins in there. Maybe those are healthy. We don't know. But
Eh,
I love Raisin Bran Crunch. So we'll go with that.
okay.
Um, what was the next one? Gourmet meal.
Hmm.
Oh gosh. You know what has been my go-to before every workout and every long run lately has been a burger, like a good burger though.
Yes.
We have this place less than a quarter mile from my house called The Stand. It's a drive-through burger spot. And it's like burger with altitude, you know. So I think I might have to go burger. Uh, maybe double patty. Single patty's fine too. But we'll go with simple burger. Either that or I'm giving two answers. I feel like that's not.
That's okay. When you are as good as you are, you can give five if you need to. Let the Lord use you. Come on, you're good.
Oh man. Yeah, I love burgers. I love tacos. I'm from Phoenix. We've got some amazing carnicerias here. Just awesome Mexican food. And yeah, okay, I'd go burger or tacos. Maybe a margarita could pop up in that in that microwave
It
too.
will. It's all of that. It's all of it. Listen, salted or non-salted, it's up to you. It's up to you.
And then, okay, actresses, I have gotten from a few people, and I actually genuinely like her. Um, that Kristen Bell, it like
Yeah.
kind of is, in that realm of somebody that I may look 2% like. in some circumstances. But yeah, I love her attitude. She's so like she's just multifaceted. She's so talented. I cannot sing, but she can, which is pretty neat. But yeah, I would say Kristen Bell, I think. She's good vibes.
What is the best, like, what's your favorite form of work from Kristen Bell? Like, what do you,
Oh
like, what's the
God.
go-to?
Oh, she was in what's like the most famous one that she was in? Oh God, was it? No, not Wedding Crashers. It was that vibe though.
Let me go look because I forgot. Mine's actually not a movie, so I'm actually curious to see what yours is.
I love, okay, I do love Bad Moms. I think the Bad Moms movies were so funny. I don't know if you've seen those. They're just, chick flick rom-coms. It's got Mila Kunis in there. Hilarious. But Kristen Bell, oh gosh, I'm just gonna do a quick.
I'm doing it right now too.
I mean, obviously she was Frozen, but
Veronica Mars.
no, oh, gosh. I know she was in Couples Retreat. Oh, Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Duh.
Oh,
Yes, she was like one of the main actresses in Forgetting Sarah Marshall. My husband's only made me watch that like a million times, so I don't know how. But yeah, she's great. You know who else I love? Jennifer Lawrence. Freaking hilarious.
yes.
Super sarcastic. I think she's fantastic. Do we look anything alike? No.
I wouldn't say no.
But yeah, J-Law's hilarious. I loved her movie. It's the most recent one on Netflix where she was pretending she was 30 to date the guy whose parents like hired her to date him to get him out of his shell, and he's like some college kid. It's so funny. That's on Netflix. Highly recommend. But yeah, those would be my two answers.
What the heck is that movie she played in? It's
Jennifer
with Bra
Lawrence or Kristen
e
Bell?
Jennifer Lawrence. It's with Bradley Cooper.
Oh, man, I'm Silver Linings. Was it that
Yes,
one?
Silver Linings Playbook, I think.
Yeah.
Silver Linings
Yeah.
Playbook, yes. That was the first time I saw her and I was like, yo, A
Hmm.
plus. A
Yeah.
plus.
She's fantastic.
Kristen Bell, Bad Moms was lit.
So funny.
Couples Couples Retreat was lit. Bad Moms Christmas was lit. Um, I
Yeah.
loved her in The Good Place.
Oh
Like
yeah, The Place. That show's great. That is super. Yeah.
that
Real.
is honestly, I could binge watch that 50 billion times and not
Yeah. That's a
get
great
to
show.
it. I feel like all of us have some of at least one of the characters
Hmm.
in The Good Place. I definitely feel like, you give off Eleanor Shellstruck vibes when you run and start whipping people. Um, Actually, I don't even know if that's accurate. I have to call you Janet now because you're just a magician out there just balling out and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Um, so
Oh,
I appreciate that.
well, thank you. I appreciate you.
I definitely appreciate that. What are you getting on this burger? Like, what's
Um,
the go-to?
I mean, I'm always a fan of like any house special sauce. I mean, I pretty much get all the fixings. I'm not like no pickles, no tomato. I get literally everything. I'll slap a jalapeno on there sometimes if I'm feeling, adventurous and if they're a little bit charred. I can't just
Can't just let that go.
raw jalapeno. We're not there yet. No, and then I think it's all about the bun too, because like if you get a bun that just succumbs to like it just gets soggy and has no
Yes.
like foundation, that sucks. And then if you get a bun that's like, it's like I hate when they're like kind of flaky and not, I don't know, it just needs to be the right bun. You know what I'm
You're
saying?
right. You are 100% right because if the grease drips through the bun, then you've defeated the purpose.
Yeah, yeah. But no, burgers have been it's so funny because foods that I used to label in my mind or have, I would just think they were unhealthy. And I'm like, a burger is not, I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna eat a burger like I'm not gonna slam one 5 days a week, but like it is, 4 to 8 ounces of good meat. It is lettuce, tomato, mustard, or not mustard, but like mayo, whatever you're getting on it, pickles, onion, like and bread. We're thriving with burgers. It's all good. So,
Honest to God's truth, I never listen, I always believe in moderation because and
yeah.
and some people and shout out to the people who you can eat carrots and celery for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and and I'm not even mad at it. For me, I'm from the South. We believe in seasoning. So
Flavor is king. Yes.
flavor is king. Sadly, this body was built on fried chicken. I have t-shirts. I have a motto: if you can't fry it, don't buy it. So, that's something that I tend to I don't eat fried all the time, but it's just moderation. Like it's moderation. I love a really good hamburger. And we're
Yeah.
gonna get to burgers and burger chains later on because you sparked an idea. But
Okay.
listen, I feel like it makes you run fast because like you enjoy it. Just I don't know, it's just as much mental as it is anything else. It's like, okay, I'm enjoying a quality meal. And
Yeah,
that
and I
comes
it's the perfect balance of like I just feel like I need a lot of iron and protein as a marathoner. It's so funny. I've noticed such a difference in what my body needs and like craves in marathon training versus, what I was doing up until a few years ago at the lower distances. But no, the burger just hits. It's like you get everything and it's comes in one nice little tight package and it's great.
it is, and brother need a burger right now because I was dreaming about one the other day and
I
everything.
just ordered one for, yeah, my husband to pick up on the way home. So I'm
See,
that's what I'll be dreaming about.
now you live in that reality. God bless. Oh
Yeah.
man. And we don't have like the burger places in I live in Orlando. We don't have that like y'all do from what you're telling me over in Arizona.
Yeah.
So, um, I guess I may have to take a trip.
We've got
Um,
we've got literally in a half-mile radius of me, we've got the Stand, we have Chicago Hamburger Company, we have cold beer and cheeseburgers, which wherever that's where everybody goes to watch football games, basketball games, etc. Oh my gosh, we've got Ingo's, which has two of my favorite burgers, the next, half mile that way. So we've got like five burger spots that I could walk to right here. So I'm
that's
set.
crazy. Oh my gosh. I'm not gonna lie. I bet, and I hope nobody who well, I don't really care. I bet eating a hamburger from one of those places makes watch this year's Phoenix Suns team a little easier to manage with all the chaos that's going through there. But
Been tough to
I
be a Phoenix, pro sports fan in the past few years or so, but you got to ride the lows.
I'm a Marvin Harrison Jr. fan, and he plays for the Cardinals.
Yeah.
So I've watched more Arizona's athletic stuff than
Okay. I love
probably I would. And it's entertaining. Fans are definitely passionate. I cannot deny that. The fans are definitely passionate, and they
that.
deserve a championship in a sport. Um,
Yeah, give us one. Give us one W.
yeah, they just won,
We
and
also gave away our hockey team, so
they
we don't
did. Oh my gosh, you may be the one that brings them to glory. So
Well, yeah, I need to stop getting fourth place. So
listen, yeah, listen, it's coming. I just need to say. There's no, I've come in fourth place, nothing as important as what you're doing, but I feel so confident in saying that I don't believe that you're coming in fourth place anymore.
well, I don't know. I think I have a few more years of running ahead of me. So there's a chance that happens, a few more times, but we're gonna do our best to best that for sure.
One thing that always impresses me about you is that your perspective on reality is literally like it's amazing because I don't even say gracious in defeat because fourth place is not defeat. Um, especially with your journey, but you handle everything with such grace, and it's so amazing to see how all the runners that you compete against, how much respect they have for you
Mm.
because you embody just lifting other people up and everything like that. You quite literally are the Mr. Rogers of the running community when it comes to that. How are you able to handle everything with such grace in every season?
Neighborhood.
Would
Uh,
you be mine?
oh my gosh. You know what? I feel like I was just so wrapped up in like me, my career, what I needed to do, what I wanted to do, my goals. Like it was just so, at least in my first stint as a pro, yes, I was a part of a team and that was great, but I feel like I was just so focused on just being in my own head and like what I wanted and et cetera, et cetera. And I feel like when you kind of just open your eyes and you're like, wow, there's some awesome people in the sport. And like even the folks who host races and put on meets like at like BAA and the New York Road Runners, like there are amazing people in the sport. And I feel like it's been so fun to just invest in building relationships and getting to know those around me a little bit more. And of course, I'm like competing is the main focus, and I'm all, about doing my job on race day and in preparation. But like the moments in between, like my easy days and the pre-race days, and like I kind of just carpe diem and make sure that I just make an effort to reach out to people and see people, and especially like younger pros in the sport. There were a few people that I felt looked out for me, but I was like, man, I really wish there were just, I had a few more people that just knew I was there, knew that I needed a few more words of encouragement, like when I did, and saw the potential in me and like kind of just, like encourage me along the way. And I see so many young athletes right now, even those who are 28 and 27 who think they're like getting older in the sport. I'm like, oh my gosh, no, I'm like 5 years old. You have so much ahead of you and you have no idea. So I don't know. It's just been really cool to give back to the sport that's given me so much. And I feel like the only way to do that is to invest in the people in the sport because like the sport owes us nothing. Like at the end of the day, like I don't deserve to get top three or make a team more than anybody else, but like I can choose to make that process more enjoyable. Like if I do get fourth 3 times, like I've had a blast each time. Do I wish I made the team? Of course I did, but like I didn't have any less joy or fulfillment from my path or journey because I got fourth. It was more about like all the people that made it possible to get there and made it memorable. And yeah, so I don't know. I feel like I have perspective because I also took time away and I feel
Yeah.
like it's okay to do that. Like in anything in life, it's okay to take a beat, when you're down and out. And I was
Yeah.
down and very out for sure.
Listen, I mean, listen, it started from the bottom. Now we're here. It was like a movement. I feel that because, and granted, you weren't at the bottom, but honestly, like my mom
Yeah.
always says, you never learn at the mountaintop. It's like in the valley experiences
Yeah.
where like the most growth happens. But it's so amazing just seeing you at these meets. Like I saw you at the Orlando meet, and listen, I owe you an apology. I was not familiar with your game. I was like, who is in fourth place? Lord have mercy. Like sign sister to a deal. Like you, your running style is my favorite because you are what Brooks hopes the freaking Glycerin Max needs to be. Like that is your incredible style of running because it's
Oh.
with such poise, such grace, but with such energy and such just passion and everything. So it's amazing to see. How has investing in others helped you along this journey as an athlete?
Yeah, I think it just kind of like what I said before, it just like broadens I don't know, it like broadens your lens. Like I feel like before I was just mostly focused on my individual journey. It was like this was my view. And when you take a minute to invest in the people around you and lift your training partners up, or you're part of a brand and there's younger athletes that are joining the team, like I just feel like it just broadens everything, and it gives you a lot more joy. I mean, for me, it does at least. Like, I know a ton of people too that are like, I like to go heads down. I don't like to post on social a ton. I just want to, run and do my thing. And that's awesome. Like, I just, I, I don't know. I feel like investing in others, and that it's not just in running too. Like, I think I was not a great friend when I was going through my first pro stint in like 2015 to 2018. And um like being able to invest in my friends and like their lives and has been so awesome, and my family, like I feel like I was just stifling myself a little bit, um and you just don't know who you're going to meet either.
Yeah.
Like the more you put yourself out there and are vulnerable and share your story, like you don't know who it's going to hit with and who will resonate with it. So yeah, it's been fun. I feel like the whole social media thing's funny because I'm like, if I had it my way, I would probably post like 3 times a day because I just like think certain things are funny and certain things bring me joy. Like I love my dog, I love my food, I love everything. And I'm just like, oh, everything has to be so curated. And I'm trying to just get over that and like share more about, the things that bring me joy, obviously running and things outside of that. But like, yeah, it's been interesting. It's like trying to find my way again as a 30, like when I started back into this, I was like 31, 32, and now I'm 33. And it does seem kind of silly to be like, oh, how do I want like, what do I want my story to be? And I'm still figuring that out, but it seems to be like, it seems to be really cool that people are resonating with like having balance and doing other things and investing in a career outside of sport. And yeah, so the more you share, the more you let in, which is tough too. But like
Yeah.
it's been a positive, I would say.
It's so funny you mentioned that because I was having, and I think this was maybe a year or two ago, I was having a conversation with Elise Cranny about
Oh,
this.
love Elise.
Um, and she is the GOAT personified in so many ways. But it is tough because I don't know, I think a lot of people struggle with that because you don't want to let everybody in, but at the same
Yeah.
time, it is good to show like this is not just what I do. This is not who I am. I
Yeah.
like dogs. I like Lucky Charms. I like,
I love lamp.
yeah, just little things like that.
Yeah.
Put some lettuce on it and everything. On the burger. I don't like plain burgers. Listen. I don't. My social media account. I have no idea what to do because
No, it's yeah.
if you look at Lactic Acid, y'all need to follow Lactic Acid. Get me to 1,000 followers, please and thank you. God bless. But I don't know. It's just, and I don't know, it's like such a mental game because it's like you don't want to spam everybody, but at the same time, you can post something. Like there have
Yeah.
been times where I've come across different posts and it's like, you know what? We're gonna go ball out today, or whatever the case
Yeah.
might be.
Yeah.
Or it's like, okay, I'm not going through this alone, or just so
Hmm.
many different things. And then you talk about the balance. It's so funny. You hear so many athletes or whatever talk about what they have to sacrifice. Like you got to
Yeah.
sacrifice your friends, you got to sacrifice your family, you got to sacrifice.
You
And
don't.
I've
You're choosing to prioritize. I don't think it's sacrificing. I hated that frame. Like I hated operating in that framework, and I don't do that anymore because everything's a choice. And it's you who has to line up at the end of the day, knowing that you chose all of those other things, or all of you sacrificed all of those things, for this one, maybe a few other things. But like if you can live and operate that way and perform really well, that's great. But for me, oh my God, it wrecked me. Like it's all I had. My identity was completely wrapped into running. In college, I feel like I had so much fun because I had so much going on for me, like with just like life outside of the sport. I had classes, I had fun clubs I was a part of, I had friends, I went to San Francisco all the time and explored the city and I did fun things. And then I think when I turned pro, I just thought there was only one way to do it. And you get that messaging even from like being a young athlete, like, oh, you have to sacrifice. Um, it's like, yes, life is full of sacrifices, but they're ultimately choices. And I feel like I just wasn't okay with getting to that stage in my life and choosing things over running because it wasn't bringing me joy. And if I'm not having fun, I'm not running well. And it's literally as simple as that for me. Like I think some of the most frustrating conversations I've had with coaches, I'm like, all we have to do is figure out how to make this fun for me again, and I will run so well. Like it will take care of so many things. Um, and it sounds so like maybe there was a more professional and like specific way I could have communicated that and like had concrete things to say like, oh, if I do XYZ, I'll run better. But I'm having so much fun running. Like I feel like I'm like 15 again in the sport and I'm like experiencing it for the first time and um like there's potential, there's still potential that I haven't tapped into, and that used to scare me, but now I'm like, oh, I'm excited to find out like what that looks like. But yeah, I line up and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'll finish this race, I will get DFL, I will drop out, I will get fourth again, or I'll make this team and everybody in my life will still love me and they'll be happy I showed up to work the next day and, hung out at happy hour on Friday and it literally won't matter after those 5 days. So yeah, that's kind of like where I'm at in life. But I know people, you have to go through seasons and like you figure that out yourself. And some people are like, no, I want to eat, sleep, breathe running and, see my family and invest in that. But outside of those two things, like I'm good and that's great. But like I'm just not like that.
And I'm glad that you're saying that because I don't think it's a conversation that's had enough.
Yeah.
Because they told me that in journalism school, like this kind of has to be, and I was at a conference and it was kind of alluded to like this has to be what you do. Well,
Mm,
when you're covering, sports, whatever the case might be, or running or whatever, if it becomes your identity, then you lose kind of who you were made to be, I think. Because we weren't put on this earth to ostracize ourselves from the people who were meant to help us. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like, and you don't get that time back. Like
Nope.
you don't get that time back. I was always curious about that. How many people kind of live with regret, especially when there's nothing that you can go back and solve and stuff. Um, but
Mm,
I love the way that because you have fun. You
I
know,
do.
you work, you ball out, and then you do the things that bring you joy. And
Yeah. Like,
that's all that's important.
yeah, I'm like, I don't want to miss my best friend's, wedding in Cabo. Like, I don't want to miss those things anymore. I'm not going to choose running every time over my friends or my family. Um, Now when I'm on those trips, like, I'm like, okay, you chose to come here. Now it's about making choices to make sure we're not, like totally putting training on the back burner. Like I've been to two Cabo weddings and didn't have a sip of alcohol, which is probably one of the hardest things I've done in my life.
God
Even
bless.
like I will just say, virgin margaritas do not hit the same when you're in a pool on the beach in Cabo. But like that gives me confidence. I'm like, man, I didn't miss my friend's wedding. I got my 20 miles in on the treadmill and I didn't drink alcohol and I got good sleep and I stayed at the party until midnight and I had a blast and I didn't get hurt or sick. Like I just don't stress about that stuff anymore. And you can't do it all. Like there's still things that I choose over other things. But like it's been like so freeing to not have to like ask permission to go, to a friend or family member's wedding or take a trip or, do something on the weekend or like it's been so fun to have full autonomy over my running in a way that gives me the freedom to make those choices. But then at the end of the day, it's like, okay, it lies on my shoulders. So I have to be confident and happy with the decisions I'm making, which I'm totally good with now. Like, I don't think I would have made the right decisions at 26 if I had you know, full reins on myself. But yeah, it's been a fun path. And you kind of brought up regret earlier, and that's like such a tough thing because yeah, there's things I do regret, like running through 5 injuries when I knew I was hurt and like 2 runs early on when I felt pain, like taking those days off probably would have saved me the 4 to 6 weeks of being injured. Those things I regret. But like going through the moments where you're really low and like you don't really see your way out of it and you feel like everything's against you and things are happening in threes and in waves and it's like oh, like I hated being in those times, but like it makes like the mountaintops, as you said, or like the climbs where you're up above the clouds a little bit sweeter. But then when you're here at these moments, like I try to really enjoy them because I'm like, you don't know what could happen tomorrow, which sounds so cliche, but like um I kind of said this on a different podcast, but I'm like, man, family, my family's healthy, running's going well, work is good. Like when you're in the moments where things just feel good, you're kind of like, okay, like what's like something's
What's
got to be in the
next?
corner, but it's like, no, just enjoy those moments. Because like life is it's, full of it's a bag full of a lot of different things. So yeah.
I try to predetermine what's about to happen if things are going well.
Okay, so I did that too. It's like hard because if you stress about things that haven't happened yet, you're likely putting yourself through things two times instead of just
Yes.
once. So
You're
like,
telling the truth because I'm like, my mom asked me one day, why are you stressed? I'm like, I'm stressed because I'm not stressed. Like that's a problem. Stuff. So to your point, you can't enjoy the moment.
literally what is wrong with like most of, America right now is like we can't just not we just we have to be stressed and always like doing the most. But I totally I feel that though. I'm kind of the same way. Like if I'm basking in that stress freeness for too long, I'm a little antsy.
I know, but we're growing. We're
We-
growing. We're learning.
yeah.
What in the sweet name of the Lord is a virgin? What is in a virgin margarita? Because I
Maybe one drink. It's like it's not great. It's like whatever the premix is with like maybe a splash of extra lime juice and extra ice and it's just not worth it. Like you may as well just get like a Topo Chico or something else. It's
you
I have
might as
not
well
had a virgin
go ahead.
margarita in my life. I've not had a good one. Not yet.
This is not yet. That let's hope not ever. Because this is the first time. This is the first time I heard of a virgin margarita. I would have just ordered a bottle of water. Like,
Yeah, that's better, honestly.
honest to God's truth, order a bottle of water, put it in a margarita glass, and say it's vodka. Like,
There you go.
uh, I've had like a virgin mint julep before,
hmm
and that wasn't destructive. Um,
I will
but
say, yeah, mocktails are getting better. I love just like a Heineken Zero or NA Corona, or I love the like non-alcoholic beers. Those are kind of my go-to right now when I'm
have you
like,
ever had a? Oh, I'm sorry. But
I'm gonna go for it.
have you ever had O'Doul's?
I have. Not the NA though, but I like
Okay.
O'Doul.
I've had the NA and it's actually
Good.
you can't tell the difference.
Okay. That's on my, I'll get that next time.
And I'm not like a huge beer per I'm more of a sour. Like I can't
Okay.
do, you
Yeah.
know, life's hard. Let me get an IPA real quick. Like I can't I'm not that IPA level of beer drinking, but I, can respect a good sour. But the old duels I think you'll really like.
Okay. Love
Because
that.
you really can't taste the difference.
I'll add it to
Um I used to think Mike's Cold Heart Lemonade was just Cold Heart Lemonade, but if
Uh,
you you drink you
the hard part didn't really resonate.
I'm like, ooh, this ain't Minute Maid. This is a little different.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah, that's
just
great.
but I because I was like, oh, it's just lemonade, it can count as, a NA, but it's not NA.
It sure
It's it's got a little attitude. It's I'm
is.
gonna make that reference. Um What is one cool thing about your job that you appreciate? Because you
Mm,
have marketing and
yeah,
then you are I had it written down, you're kind of a director, if I'm not mistaken,
yeah.
with Love
I do
Pups.
I do marketing consulting still kind of in the background. I One of those clients is for a local restaurant. They make everything in-house from local or like in organic ingredients, which is really cool. And fun fact, I actually prep cooked for almost half a year for them when I was getting into the whole marathoning thing. Turns out prep cooking and long running in the same day are not, it's not a good combo. But they're one of my favorite clients. It's just a really cool it's a really cool team over there. But my main gig, I'm in the nonprofit sector, so I'm the executive director of the Love Up Foundation, which focuses primarily on foster youth advocacy in Arizona. And then the Love Pup, the same owners started a dog rescue, the Love Pup Foundation. So I do a lot of marketing and event work for them on that side. Um, but yeah, we tend to. emphasize and rely a lot on really cool events for fundraising and mission awareness. So we just do a lot for the foster kiddos, which is honestly like it's pretty heartbreaking to see. But it's really cool to take programs that were in existence before we got our hands on them that were just a little, they just weren't about the kids. Like they were just kind of a check the box thing. And we have revamped a few programs to make it just like a really fun day for them. So, for example, there's one event where the whole focus is to get their adoption profile updated. So they know they're there because they need their profile updated because they are still in the system and have not been adopted yet. So instead of like that being a huge lingering thing, we get really cool venues. So we're doing one at a local airport, and the kids will get helicopter hangar tours, they'll get private plane tours, get to talk to pilots, get tours of the communications and air traffic control tower. Um, and then like they'll get pulled aside and just snap the photo when it makes sense. But like they're not really thinking about it through that lens. They're like, oh my God, I'm at a freaking airport getting private tours. This is so cool. So that's been really awesome. And then obviously the dog side is it looks really fun. Like it looks fun and like, oh, you get to work with cute dogs. And it's like our God, Arizona sucks when it comes to animal control, like especially on the dog side. Like we are euthanizing dogs every day at county,
Wow.
pretty much every day. Pit bulls, are the first to be euthanized, and they'll get euthanized for having the common cold, just to make
What?
more shelters. It's awful. It's so bad.
What?
So like people look at like our Instagram and it's like, oh, it's cute dogs and like fun videos, and it's like, oh, it's so heartbreaking. Like there are pages you can follow on Facebook where people are asking for $5 to sponsor a dog so their euthanasia date can get pushed one more day. Um, and the update the next day will be like, oh, this dog wasn't saved, he was put down, and that's happening like every single day, and it sucks. So we try to do a lot of events where we're bringing in other rescues to do like premier adoption events, with like 8 to 15 rescues. So we'll have like 50 dogs available at our events, which is really cool. Um, so it's fun work. It's really fun work, but it's like when you get down to the root issues at hand, it's like it's sad for sure. But I love being in the nonprofit sector. I worked a corporate job and I felt like I was making a zero difference in the world. So this is like a hybrid situation where I work at home a few days a week, but otherwise I'm like out in the community meeting with other organizations. Like I work a lot of weekends. That's when our events are for the kiddos and the pups. So, yeah, it gets tricky balancing it with training and racing, obviously, but I make it work.
I don't really know what to say. Like,
Yeah,
I,
I haven't really talked about all that because it's like, it's not the most uplifting topic,
but
but
it's reality.
yeah, it's reality and it's sad. Like we just have so many animals and kids and airs. Like I think we're close to last year we were around 10,900 kids in the foster care system. I mean, dogs, I think county had, I'll look it up right now. Maricopa County dogs. I mean, they had so many dogs come into their care last year. But yeah, our whole focus is a no-kill shelter. We work, a ton on shelter prevention. Our whole goal is to like not need dog rescues at some point because dog rescues are here because people are dumping their pets in the desert. They are surrendering them after COVID because they thought it was really cute and fun to get a dog when everybody was holed up in their house. And then when reality came back and we all went back to work, they didn't want to have time for their dogs anymore and they dumped their dogs. It makes me so mad. I'm very passionate about it, but yeah, I think there's some humans out there that should be
Who we
put in.
need to fight? Listen, bump that. Who we need to fight? We need to. I'm coming to Arizona,
I
and
get
we
so
we
mad.
throwing
I'm like
hands.
sweating. I'm like, oh
Listen,
my.
dang, I was excited about this. Now I want to throw hands. So who we need to go fight? Like, like, oh my goodness
Yeah.
gracious, the
Yeah.
foster care system is just horrendous. And I
Yeah,
feel so bad for for all of these kids, because
yeah.
it's like you hope they get adopted, but you also hope they get adopted to the right family.
Yeah.
Um, And
It's
then
hard
with
because a
yeah,
lot of them do end up getting adopted to the right family, but like the adoption process is really arduous and it's really hard and it's long. Like
yeah.
it's not easy for like parents who want to adopt to actually adopt. Like it's such a tough process. And yeah, these kids are in group homes, which, some are great, but like the group homes are a tough situation. You have anywhere from like 6 to 13 kids in one house and two group leaders, and it's like they are getting paid to do that. So it's like for them, it's a job. It's not like you, there's also foster families, which are great, and kinship families, which means somebody of kin. So like an aunt, a grandma, a sister, like somebody is taking in those kids, which is great. Um, but yeah, the group homes are really tough. And these kids just like, there was one event we did where we literally brought 20 kids to a local restaurant that our owners partner with. And we bring in like 5 to 6 or 8 off-duty police officers. It's called Fun with the Fuzz. And a lot of issues happen because there's like this huge gap between the foster kids and PD because the first interaction that these kids often have with PD is when they're getting pulled from their homes or they have to, intervene with something that's going on that's not so great in their home. So we brought all these kids to brunch and it was for most of them the first time they've ever like held a menu and like ordered food from a menu. Like they
Wow.
like didn't know how to order. The waitress came up and they're like, we can pick anything?" Like from it was just it's so sad. But like any time we can do something for these kids where it's like and my boss is like, even if we are in the red, which we usually are as a nonprofit, she's like, we are going to make it work for them. Like, we're going to make this day the best day ever. Um, and I love working for people like that. Like, it's so
Yeah.
great to work with people that want to make a difference.
We're gonna post the links to both. I'll make sure they're on Lactic
Okay.
Acid. So if
Appreciate
y'all feel
that.
inclined to give, first of all, if you can't take care of an animal,
Yeah,
then
don't
just
adopt a dog if you are
no,
going to do it. Like, ever. God.
just stick to watching them on Instagram and
Yeah.
everything.
Yep.
Um, because unlike what you see on Instagram, they take work
They do.
and
Yeah.
they cost money, you know,
Hmm.
and everything. So you oh, I'm about to get in trouble. So I'm gonna put the links
Okay.
underneath so y'all watching. It's gonna be in the show notes so y'all can go in and be sure to support Jess and hopefully we can make a difference. If we start in Arizona, maybe we can move it to Florida. And
Yeah.
actually
Dogs everywhere that need help and kiddos.
it's let me get off that. What are three fun facts that people don't know about the legend that is Sister Jess McClain?
Oh my God. Three fun facts. Um, okay. I'm trying to think. This should just be something that you like have at the top of your head in your arsenal at all times.
It's
It's like the
hard.
icebreaker when you're in a new class and they're like, "What's a fun fact?" Oh my God, or a new job. Oh my gosh. Fun fact, I would say, yeah, I definitely love to try new restaurants. I always wanted to be a chef growing up. Here's a fun fact, I worked in the kitchens on campus all 5 years at Stanford. Um, and I worked my way up to becoming a kitchen manager. So I worked with the chef on site and the basically the students of that dining hall to help meal plan and buy snacks for all the members of the club. And I hired, dishwashers and student cooks. And so I kind of got like some management experience in college, which was great. And then once I started working for the restaurant I do now, I realized how hard the restaurant industry is. Like, first of all, the turnover is insane. Like, you literally can't rely on anybody. Like, front
Yeah.
of house, back of house, like people start and they will just not show up to work 2 weeks later. And it's so tough. And especially the restaurant I work with, it's like they pride themselves on the best ingredients. So he basically rotates the menu every Friday based on what is available from local ranchers and farmers, which is so cool. But long story short, I'm definitely not cut out for chef life, so I will keep enjoying the food on the other side of the coin, and just keep supporting my favorite local restaurants. Um, Another fun fact, my great aunt, the day I was born, brought this stuffed animal duck that over time most people have said looks like a platypus to the delivery room, and I've had it ever since. So I've had this stuffed animal duck since, February 15th, 1992. And ducks were my favorite animal growing up. And then they became my worst rival at college against Oregon. So funny fact there. Let's see, a third fun fact.
We can
Uh,
leave it at two.
okay, there we go. Love it. Boom,
We
I
can leave
did
it at two. Um, so if it looks like a platypus, I mean, personally, I would call it Perry. Um,
I
I
called it
don't.
duck. Super original.
That's that works too. Uh,
Patty.
I'm not mad at it. Listen, sometimes you got to keep it simple. So,
My dad, so it got so ratty and like raggedy over time that my dad actually sewed like a second skin onto it, like put new eyeballs. Yeah, it's like a Frankenstein duck, but I still have it. So.
I would bring that to the marathon course. And, like, I ain't kidding, and just like let that football players usually they'll carry something. Listen, that would be my spirit
Like
animal.
Noah Lyle shows up with Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I can just whip out a
Pull it out. Listen, get Snoop. I was thinking about that. I would love for Snoop to narrate one of your races
Oh my
on
God. He'd be
on.
like, when is this thing over? He'd be like,
Dang, they got to run all that. God, when is it? Like I, and there's some language I can't use. Well,
you're starting
uh,
on Staten Island and running into, yeah, into Manhattan.
man, this crazy, yo. Him and Martha Stewart just narrating your race would be comedic gold. I remember.
Great.
Oh no, I mean, I feel like he could get into it. Like if I didn't think he'd like the steeplechase,
Oh, he
then
crushed
all, then all of a sudden I turn my TV on and hear somebody say off the tippy top. I was like, okay, well
that. Oh my God, so good.
he's got
Yeah.
a knack with this. Your new nickname is Chef McClain because I like whenever I meet you in person, that's what it's gonna be. It's Chef McClain because you be cooking competition, and then I didn't know you were whipping like in the kitchen as well, too. That's
Love to
legit.
cook. Yeah, I wish we had more time in life right now. We've been a little bad at it. We just kind of have like the same meals on rotation and super simple, but I love to cook. Yeah, it's one of my favorite things.
What's been the gourmet meal that you kind of whip up or you go to?
We do love to go to our local carniceria right down the street, and they marinate their like chicken thighs, and I am so sure that it's like Sunny D. Like it is like an orange, it's like Sunny D, lime, like chili, red pepper, like it's so good. So we'll buy that and then we'll, get the fixings for it, lime, cilantro, crema, all that. Make tacos. We do that a lot. We do, I'll get like we'll make pasta, but I'll kind of like dress it up. I'll add in like some meat or some veg. We'll do, um, we'll do burgers at home. Yeah, we kind of just, whatever's at the butcher, we go to Sprouts or whatever's at the butcher station and whatever looks good, we'll kind of work from there.
You just said something that is a bar because you describe if this is so we grew up in the same era and we
Yeah.
probably ate and drank the same thing.
Yes.
The way you describe that chicken is how Sunny D tastes. So
Yeah.
it is 100% Sunny D based off because I've never had an orange beverage that is spicy, sweet, tangy at the same time.
Sunny D is so good. Capri
Sunny D.
Sunny D used to do all the, yeah, we weren't scared of sugar.
Listen, sugar was our biggest ally back in the day.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. You see, I was a Kool-Aid brother, and then I ain't had that much money growing up.
And then
Um,
fruit, like Gushers, fruit by the foot.
listen,
Yeah, all that.
Gush,
Doritos lunch. I got frosted. I used to take whenever my parents gave me money for lunch at the cafeteria, I would buy powdered donuts and I would just eat
yeah.
a few rolls of powdered donuts just for lunch. That was it.
Listen, there ain't nothing wrong with that. A brother has
Yeah, fine.
survived. We were fine. We turned out great. God, you went to the Olympics. What are you talking about?
Well,
Um,
watch the Olympics. Maybe if I didn't eat so many powdered sugar donuts, I would.
that was
Just
that
kidding.
the no, I was gonna say that's not the difference between
It's
third
not.
and uh that'd be crazy when you get to heaven, like, why did I come in fourth? It's like, oh, it's all those freaking powdered donuts you ate. It's like, no, that's not why.
Oh my gosh, and now Gen Z is like juicing and they have skincare routines and they're not drinking alcohol and I'm like, wow, if they're gonna live to be like 120, good for them.
That's fair, but honestly, that's fine because if I live to be 80, but I know what good food tastes like, then I'm cool with that. You could live to 2000. Like, I
That's
don't care.
You're speaking the truth for sure.
Like, these kids don't know what a good oatmeal cream pie or a cosmic brownie.
Cosmic brownie. Oh my God.
Oh, like
Well, what were the hostess? Oh my God, Twinkies, and
the,
then what were ding dongs, and then what were the chocolate ones with the white
oh God.
ho-hos? Ho-hos, Twinkies, ding dongs.
Listen, y'all, yes.
Oh, so good though.
Oh,
Hey, I wouldn't trade it for a thing. I feel like millennials, I will like die on this hill. I feel like we grew up in the best era. Like we had the mornings where you didn't turn on your phone first thing. You like actually heard the birds chirping and you like met your friends in the neighborhood without having to like text them. Like you just knew. Like you finished your homework and you just kind of like walked outside and you're like, oh, they'll be out there. I just know it. And then, gosh, I remember my first iPhone was like, well, first I had the flip phones, I had the
yeah.
Razor, and then you had like the brick phone. Remember? It was like
Yes.
oh my gosh, it was so thick. It was
I
like a,
used to, it's so crazy. So I used to have I didn't get a iPhone until I was like in college, I think. And I had Metro PCS because that was when you didn't have a lot of money. That's
yeah.
what you, but I had
No,
the flip phone. I had do you remember the Motorola, the one that
oh yeah.
you
What was that called? The
oh
oh, look at the thumbs up.
oh beautiful. That's see, it's the vibe. It's the
It was
vibe.
called oh my gosh.
It's not the Razor. God, what is it's the Motorola? I'm looking it up.
Switch. Uh, flip phone. It was, oh my God, flip phones are crazy now. They're still a thing, but they have like the iPhone screen.
That's crazy. Oh, they sell razors now again.
Yeah.
Gosh, what was it like?
See.
Um,
It was called, oh my gosh, I definitely had this phone. I had whatever this one was. Wow. I just searched popular phones from the 2000s. Popular phones.
I'm gonna change my battery.
I
Real
did have a BlackBerry. I had a
BlackBerry, yes, that was one.
BlackBerry, and then you had the oh my God. The Sidekick, T-Mobile. Was it that?
Yes, yes, it was the
Yes,
sidekick.
the Sidekick.
I had a sidekick, and you couldn't tell me nothing.
No.
I had the I had that. I was feeling myself. I was so happy with that phone. That was one of my favorites. I remember you had that. You walked outside. You like I said, you go outside. Communication was so much better because
Yeah.
I was talking to Shannon Roberry about this. We actually sat at the dinner table
Yeah. And the lunch table. Like you
at the
talk to
lunch
your
table.
friends and your family and like, yeah.
They don't know that. Like they don't understand having a full conversation with somebody. The television was way better
It was
back in the day.
good.
Like you get up at 8, you go play, then like I come home and I'm watching like cartoons. I'm watching like the Animaniacs. I was a um Rugrats brother myself and
Mm-hmm.
everything. So I'm watching like all of that.
The
All,
Arnold. Oh my God. Yes. Fairly Odd Parents. I was kind of like Cartoon Network meets Nickelodeon. I was Disney Channel too. I kind of dabbled in everything, I think.
Disney had a few shows. So like Even Steven, Sister
Same.
Sister,
Oh, That's So Raven. Did you
That's So
watch?
Raven. I did. Proud Family. That's So Raven was a jam. I was just thinking about that the other day.
So good.
God, what was the other shows? I mean, Kim Possible. That's a good one.
Yeah, great. I
What
did.
was good?
Oh my God, Ed, Ed, and Eddie was weird, and like Courage the Cowardly Dog. All
That
those
was a dark show. Like,
super dark, like weird. And then Fairly Odd Parents, that one. I
that
watched a
was
lot
good.
now that I'm thinking about it.
I watched Doug. I watched
Yeah,
God, what was we said, hey Arnold. Gosh, there were so many.
so many.
Recess. I don't know if you remember Recess.
That's so good.
I watched what was that dang show on Cartoon Network? I mean, there was Johnny Bravo,
Mhm.
Powderpuff Girls. I watched Dexter's Lab a lot.
Dexter's Lab was great.
But Cartoon Network was like that was a little bit iffy for me because some of those shows I was like, I don't understand what's going on.
Yeah,
Courage the Cowardly Dog, I was scared. I was like, okay, I may need to watch something else. But then everything, but also if you notice, and then we're gonna get to the last topic.
yeah,
Um, Even the food tastes different, even from like fast food restaurants. Obviously, it was much cheaper, but
yeah.
it just tasted different. Like I didn't go to McDonald's wondering if I was eating a rooster or a beef patty.
Same with Chipotle. I feel like Chipotle tasted different too.
Oh my gosh. First time I went to Chipotle, it was in Washington, D.C. I was on a trip, it was in Washington, D.C. And it hit so hard. The ingredients were amazing, but then you look at the menu, and it's like $5 for a chicken bowl.
Yeah,
What can
it's
that
gotten
be?
pricey. It's crazy.
Now, I've had to sell two kidneys just to get a bowl and a side of guac, just to make it happen. So
Crazy. It's
you are right. Even the music was better. Like just back in everything.
that's a
You're right.
whole, yeah, oh my God, that's a whole other conversation, but I totally agree.
So
100,
if you're a millennial, you lived in the golden years,
yeah,
and
I think
stuff
so.
like
I think
that.
so.
Are you, well, tell me, are you excited for the Boston Marathon?
Yeah, I'm really excited. I feel like this point heading into the New York race, the New York Marathon, I was already starting to get like a little too antsy or nervous. It was my first world major experience, so like there was a lot that wasn't known. So I think having that under my belt and then having gone to Boston, I raced a 5K indoors and ran the course, and drove the course the next day. And that gave me a lot of confidence just seeing it. Um, yeah, I'm so excited. I feel like it's completely stacked. Like everybody's in it. It's going to be great. Who knows what the weather will bring? Like I just feel like there's so much out of my control that almost like all I have to do is show up healthy and like race and stick to my guns and trust my gut. And yeah, I'm hoping, the stars align, body feels good and all that good stuff. But yeah, I'm super excited.
All righty. So we're done with the interrogation process.
Okay, that was
So,
brief. I think I bet
um,
it.
did you have questions or are we playing Would You Rather?
I have one question, then we can go into Would You Rather.
Okay, and then
Okay,
we'll go
so
there.
just talking about old phones and stuff, did you have like, what was your voicemail like back in the day? Like, did you pre-record a voicemail? And was it like you talking, or was it like a song playing and then you talking? Or was it like just straight up a song?
I'm so embarrassed because I am so embarrassed because see, back in the day, you couldn't really download
No.
stuff.
You had to like take your phone and like hold it next to like a speaker and like or you could do what were the illegal download like music download.
LimeWire, and FrostWire.
Yeah, but anywho, I think I had a little mixture of both. I think it was a little lame for a while to have like the music that then faded into, "Hey, it's Jess. I'm not here right now." But if so then I ended up just doing like the professional like, "Hey, it's Jess. I'm not here right now, so leave a message." But I can't remember what song I had. I was trying to think of it earlier, but I was wondering if you had one.
I had a song, and I'm trying to remember. It was "What Is Love."
That's a good one. Okay.
Um, and so this is a honest, I've never told this story and I don't know why I'm telling it now. So it was What is Love? And
Okay.
somebody was like, I can't really understand what's playing. They didn't know the song. So they said, you should sing it. So the next voicemail I sang it. Um, and I remember not really paying attention to what it sounded like, but one day I heard it and it sounded so bad that I was like, okay, let me get a professional voicemail. Now I don't have, like, if you call me and it goes to voicemail, you're hearing whatever comes through the machine. That
Yeah,
scarred
yeah,
me.
yeah. Just the auto generated.
Auto-generated stuff. LimeWire, God, I never, I think LimeWire did something, but I used to mess with FrostWire. You see, I still have an iPod. Um,
I do too. I have mine in my like side table.
yeah, and I still mess with it. I listen, that was just kind of what it was. I don't, do you have a professional voicemail now, or are you,
I think it's literally like, hey, it's Jess. I'm not here right now. Leave a message and I'll call you back later. Beep.
yeah,
Ring.
that's
I haven't changed
basically
it for like years, so hopefully that's
that
fine.
is that's basically good enough. Okay. As I change my battery one more time, we are going to play a game called Would You Rather. I only have two questions for you, so it's
Okay.
not going to be too painful.
I have a few too up my sleeve.
Oh God.
They're not bad.
Okay, you want to go first or you want me to go?
You go first.
Okay. So let's see what we got here. Would you rather live on a deserted island, or would you rather travel to a place that you don't desire constantly throughout the year?
Is it like a different place every time that I
Yes.
don't desire?
Yes.
Probably that. I get pretty bad island fever. I get really bored. Like I can't like sit on the beach for 5 days straight and not do anything else.
Really?
Yeah, unfortunately my husband's like that too, so it's like not a good like if one of us was like just relax, like but both of us like look at each other and we're like, okay, it's time to do
I f-
something besides
I
this.
feel that.
What would
Okay.
you answer?
Oh man, I'm with you. Like nah, yeah, I'm with you. I got to get the heck out. Like I could find something. I could find us, something to eat that will make the process better. But that's once you get kind of stuck in one place, stuck with nah. I got to have my freedom. Mm-mm, no.
I feel that.
All right, what you got?
Would you rather never have a cold drink again or never have hot food ever again?
Oh God. Oh, oi. Oh my gosh.
I know. It's
I live
hard.
in no, it's hard. I live in Florida. That ain't right, man. God. But damn,
I
damn.
know. It's hard because it's like when you need a cold drink, like you want it to be cold. And then it's like, okay, what are you stuck eating like salads and like cold noodle things and like cold soup and cold fried chicken?
Because you mentioned fried chicken, I got to have it hot. I have to figure something out. It's like I don't. Oh my goodness.
I know. It's a tough one.
That's one of the best questions I've ever heard.
I know. It's a good one because it's like it's honestly really hard. I would probably say um never have a cold drink ever again. It's unclear if like you're drinking piping hot stuff or if it's just like a lukewarm.
Lukewarm. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably have to go with the cold drink, I think, but
I wasn't gonna ask this question, but because you went there, I have to because that was hard.
okay.
Um, I know that you are a Taylor Swift fan
Oh,
and
mm,
a
yep.
big one at that. Okay.
I like T Swift.
I know you do. So, would you rather never listen to Taylor Swift again? So let's
Okay.
just say none of her songs, you
Don't
you would be allergic to her music.
okay.
Or listen to how do I say this? Listen to your favorite artist from the 90s or the 80s or 70s. So like from your parents' era. So like You're talking Madonna, you're talking Prince, Michael Jackson, wherever the
I
case might
grew up
be.
on Madonna and Prince. So I don't know. I think I could probably survive without T Swift's music. Wouldn't be my like optimal form of existence, but I think the music back then was also so good and it's like nostalgic for me. So I would probably choose music from the 80s or 90s.
Same. I listen to old people music all the time, as I call it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but listen, she puts on a good concert. I went to her Red Tour concert and high-fived her mom and everything. So I was like, all right,
Oh,
listen,
great.
we Gucci. Shout out to Taylor. I know you listen to the show religiously. All righty. You can ask the last question, and then I just have one quick one for you.
Um, oh God. I'm trying to think. Um,
It does not have to be hard. It could be any question. It don't even have to be would you rather.
I hmm. Would you rather always be an hour late to everything or an hour early to everything?
I'm late as it is, but I um probably early. Um, because if something starts early,
You can leave early.
you can leave early.
You can leave earlier than you would.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I am to that age where yeah, I'm
But
to
an hour
that.
though, that's like you showing up to like a party or a dinner reservation or a play or a movie or and you're an hour early. So you're just standing there. Like you could be wasting time if you're an hour early. But if you're an hour late, you kind of have the FOMO. People might be like, oh my God, how rude. They're always an hour late. We're always
But
waiting an hour for Dominique.
that's so that I know. Dang, triggered hashtag scene. I'm never an hour late. I am never that late.
No.
Maybe 1 or 2 minutes. I believe in when you go to parties. I believe it is appropriate to be fashionably late.
Yes, I would agree with that because I feel like hosts like hate when I mean I if I'm like oh come over at 6 and somebody shows up at 5:30 and I'm like okay I only have half my face done and my hair's still wet and why are you here this
Yes.
early?
That's a
Yeah,
problem. Then you did not understand the assignment. I said come on time, which means come late.
but you know
But
what? I feel like people in your life would then know you're going to be an hour early to everything, so they probably just tell you to get
yeah,
an hour later than they do.
that's true. Say, listen, party start at 7, be here at 6, and the party starts when you walk in. Like I feel that. The only reason I will say an hour early is because if you go to restaurants, some of the restaurants won't seat you until everybody's here. So if you're an hour late and I'm hungry, it's gonna be a problem
Mhm.
and stuff. Now, that's a great question too. This is the last question. It's the most important question you'll ever answer.
Okay.
Ever answer. Why does kindness matter to you?
Why does kindness matter? Oh my gosh. I think kindness, it's even like the littlest gesture or like the littlest way you can just let somebody know that you see them, you hear them, that they matter. It can literally turn somebody's whole day around. Like it's not like for me, oftentimes it's not like the huge grand gestures that like do that for me. It's like the small things that people do. And there's so much crap going on in our world right now. And it's like if you can just take a beat to make somebody's day a little bit brighter. We have to do that as much as we can.
Yeah.
And people are going through, as you get older, you realize like how much crap people are going through. Like you do
Mhm.
not know how somebody's day is going, like at all. You don't know what's going on in their head. You don't know what they're like, what battles they're fighting. So it's like, just give people grace and be kind. Because I am a firm believer in karma. And there are plenty of times where I didn't want to take the high road. And I'm so happy I did because I feel like it's not just, doing that because I'm hoping I get, reimbursed for it in the future by the universe. I do believe that like what you put into the world, you get back. And I just want a lot of positive things and positive vibes and good people around me. And I want to make the people around me feel a little bit better. Yeah, I guess that's it.
Jess, you are the coolest, as Stuart Scott used to say, cooler than the other side of the pillow. Where can the people find you and support your journey?
Oh, thank you. I am pretty much on Instagram for the most part, and I'm at Jess Ton, JessTonn, keeping that maiden name strong. But yeah, come find me on there. I'm an open book. I love to chat with people, so if you need anything, yeah, shoot me a message.
Well, listen, we will have those links to the wonderful places that Jess works and her nonprofit so everybody could go in, donate, make the world a better place. Appreciate you coming on the show, my sister. Love, peace, and chicken grease, and we'll catch you all next time.
Oh, thanks for having me.